have last recorded, but it is good to be back. It was good to have some nice time off after going hard. Really, when I think about it, we probably have only missed about 3 or 4 episodes since we started this back in 2022. This is we needed a break. Our lives have been super crazy busy, which will kind of update everybody on right now. But it did give us some time. As you can see, we got a new logo that I am very happy with. It turned out really well. Grant unfortunately was not able to join us tonight because he had a meeting with P. Diddy about selling the rest of his baby oil supplies since P. Diddy was found not guilty, is what he said. Usually Ethan's not the one that's making the show, and we've said that he's on his 15th colonoscopy this year, but we had to, we got to be fair. So Grant's meeting with P. Diddy about some increasing baby oil sales.
It is what it is. He's trying to help a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Grant for you. He's always looking out for his friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a busy week. So the last time we Ethan hadn't joined us since for a while. He's been busy. Congratulations to Ethan. He bought a home. Let's give it up for him.
Yes,
Now,
thank you.
you've been in this house for about a month and a half now.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, 10 days. Yeah, so about the 19th is when we bought it. So yeah, about May 19th. Yeah, almost 2 months now. Seems crazy.
Okay, and now how was the first 2 months of home ownership? Has everything worked good? Have you had any issues?
No real issues. We put some new flooring down. Just finally got everything unpacked, ready to go about a couple weeks ago. So now we're got a couple more things we got to get out of here. But other than that, we're gonna be moving. We're good. We got everything set up for the most part.
It looks like you got a new camera that it's a lot clearer. So I can assume
it's
that
my
the
work
Wi-Fi
laptop. So it's my work laptop. Yeah.
So and I can assume that the your connection at the new place is also going to be better.
It should be because I don't live in the middle of nowhere. So
yeah, that
hope.
does help.
But we did have a couple days of awful internet, so you never know. But that was about 3 weeks ago. We haven't had any issues since. So we'll take what we can get.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. And there's been a lot that's been happening. We hope everybody had a great 4th of July. It was nice that it was on a Friday. For the most part, weather cooperated. Did you do anything over there?
I don't think you know Kevin Meg, but we went to their pool, so we had fun there,
nice.
Hung out, grilled, and then after that, we mostly just hung out. Saturday was a chill day, and then Sunday was hanging out at Hannah's grandparents with her grandma, grandpa, and aunt.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, it was pretty nice. It was good weather.
Yeah, I on Friday we went out to my uncle's cabin out at Lake Chita and just kind of hung out there for the day. Came back and actually went to bed at fairly early. It was just, like I said, busy couple of weeks work wise, long weeks, and but survived, got through it. And then Saturday I went kind of as tradition has been most of this summer is went out and played 18 holes and shot my best round of the year.
You did say that.
It was I should have it could have been better, but I will take the best, take what I can. I shot a 42 on the front, and then if I don't triple bogey 10, 12, and 13, I did have a par on 11. I shoot it in the mid 80s probably, but like the old saying goes, wish in one hand, shit in the other, see which one fills up faster.
Yeah.
And so I will take it. I do have to give a shout out that I got to give a shout out to Megan Maroney because before the round, my TikTok algorithm has been filled with videos from her concert, and I've heard of her and wanted to get a few. I've heard a few of her songs, and I was like, you know what? Since it's popping up, you know what? I'm just gonna go to her Apple Music, turn it up, and I found her set list from this year's concert and started listening to it, and it might be a sign of what I'm going to have to do going forward is just crank up the Megan Maroney set list from this year. And to be honest, Megan, as a thank you, let me take you out to dinner.
I'm sure she watches this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm the one that's I can clip this and I can post this to the channel. You never know if she sees it. What's she gonna do? She's either gonna ignore me or just say no, I'm okay. So
ignoring's more rude than saying no.
Yeah. You're telling me that that's a whole other conversation. But I would expect Megan Maroney to ignore me. I would be shocked if she responded, because
I don't like
at that point, if she responds, that means there's a good chance she's going to say yes. It's 50-50.
Yeah. You never know.
But no, I mean, it's a no until you ask.
100%.
So, but in the sports world, there's been quite a bit that's been going on. The Thunder won the NBA Finals in 7 games. It was a tremendous NBA Finals. I was wrong. I said that the Thunder were gonna dog walk them in 5 games. That did not happen. It was kind of a similar, very much to the semifinals where they played the Nuggets, and it's kind of been what the Thunder have been like for a long time, where it's been like they show up when they want to or when they have to, and when they do, they blow teams off the court. It's hard to say. I mean, I think we could have had a different game if Halliburton doesn't blow out his Achilles, which we've seen a lot of in the NBA playoffs. But since the start of the season, the Thunder were by far and away the best team. And they sell. But I don't know about you, but watching it was. Did you see when they won when the final buzzer sounded, like how like they just stood there? There was no excitement, no joy.
Yeah, it was just like a business trip, like nothing.
That's like so weird, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Not for a championship, no. Especially a younger team that's never had like any success even close to that, let alone winning the conference finals. Or I guess I didn't see them in the conference finals how they reacted, but yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like they think the job is finished even now after they won it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it made zero sense to me, like, of how like they were not like excited. It was like they just won a who knows, like, if it was good enough to if it was going to be good enough to like it was just didn't make any sense to me. Like you just won an NBA championship. Like, I could see, maybe like the Warriors after they won like their 3rd and 4th, but even like the 4th when they beat the Celtics, that one was like, that was kind of Steph Curry's like crowning moment. But like, it was after they won their 2nd one with Durant, when they swept the LeBron, it felt like it was kind of like that. But like for your first one, I was like, man, you guys can celebrate. You can be excited.
Yeah. I mean, how many of them can even drink? I don't know. Like, it can't be.
Well, a lot of them, there were a lot saying, like, looking at interviews, there were a lot that were saying, like, most of them, like, it was like the first time they've ever drank.
Yeah, that's just nuts to me.
But that happened. Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler, and that was the worst kept secret in the NFL, that he was going to sign with the Steelers. And 1 year, $19 million, $10 million guaranteed. I'm not sure. I think Tomlin's a good enough coach. You towards the end of the year, he looked like somewhat of the return to old form of the Aaron Rodgers of old. But it's starting. It's like you're starting over with the Jets again. He missed OTAs. He missed all those valuable reps that really you need to be clicking, especially in a division in the AFC North, where you have the Ravens, you have Lamar Jackson, 2-time NFL MVP. You got the Bengals with Joe Burrow, even the Browns. Not sure what's going to happen of their quarterback situation, but outside of that quarterback situation, that is a pretty good roster, and Kevin Stefanski can hold his own as far as coaching goes in that division, because I I would still probably put him a solid 3 behind Tomlin and Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So I think that he's gonna. It's starting over. They did make some moves. They brought in Jonnu Smith. They got rid of George Pickens. Brought in DK Metcalf. I'm curious still with the O-line. I still think they're missing a couple of pieces there. Defense, I'm not overly worried about. Mike Tomlin's there, so they're going to be fine there. But they're gonna.
That trade for Ramsey still doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But
no,
what do I know?
But I know I've heard in some interviews of them talking about. I think it was Cam Hayward saying that there were 10 guys pulling their weight, and then there was one that wasn't. The rumor is that one person was Minka Fitzpatrick, which I'm not sure if that's what you're going to get with Jalen Ramsey. It feels like that's probably you're going to get more of a more outspoken, more vocal guy, in the sense of in that sense that like he's going to be more vocal, but more vocal where you didn't get that quite out of Fitzpatrick, where you never heard him blowing up, but like Jalen Ramsey will blow up and he'll say what he thinks to the press. But as far as like on the Steelers offense goes, I think you're going to see a lot of 13 personnel, 1 running back, 3 tight ends, just by between Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, and then they have that third one whose name is escaping me.
The former Georgia kid.
Yeah.
Like the 6'7" guy, Washington, maybe?
Yeah, Washington. And he was more of a blocking guy. But
yeah, he doesn't really catch the ball,
but with Arthur Smith, and that's kind of where he had a lot of success as the OC when he was in Tennessee. So kind of interesting to see. I guess we'll find out in preseason how long it takes him to get back into speed and get back into the rhythm of it. But I'm trying to think, what else do we have here to talk about? There's in the NBA. Oh, well, we could talk some Wolves. The Wolves have they've made some big splashes, signing some key pieces. Are you excited on that, or is there any pieces you'd like to see them add?
I honestly thought Naz Reid was gonna walk. I didn't know if they'd be able to re-sign him, but glad he's in the fold. Integral part. I thought bringing Randall back was always the right move. I was at first kind of on the KD train, but I've kind of fallen off of that up until like when they said they were out of it or whatever. But I just don't think he's the piece that we're missing. Like, honestly, I don't even know if we're missing a piece, if we're being completely honest. Like, they barely played. They didn't even play a full season.
Point guard, maybe? I know Mike Conley's been good, but he towards the end he kind of fell off, and maybe is that something they want to try and get younger?
Need. I really want to call him Sexton. I think he could have transformed this roster a little bit. Another guy that can get the paint, take some pressure off of the ant a little bit. But no, they played 1 year together, and what was it? 2 weeks before the season, a week before the season, they go and make the big trade. They get rid of Cat. So these guys really didn't even get comfortable playing with each other until the playoffs, and we saw what they're capable of.
Not to mention the injuries they dealt with too during the season.
Yeah, and I really like the physical presence that Randall brings. It's unlike anybody else on the team, to be completely honest with you. And I want that. Like, I don't want to be just some running gun 3-point shooting team, like which we can be. We're good at it, but I want to be able to be physical and just kind of bang down low if needed. And I think that's kind of what they learned is like, we have the pieces. It's more so just a matter of letting them gel and then letting the young guys develop. Because I think Shannon and Dillingham both can be massive assets coming up here in the next year or two.
I mean, looking at what Terrence Shannon did in the playoffs, like there were, he provided a couple of sparks off the bench. I think you're going to see him play a lot more.
100%.
And he could maybe be your Nickeil and Alexander Walker replacement.
I'm actually really excited to watch him tomorrow in their first summer league game. I think he's going to dominate. Like, I think he's going to be summer. I don't know if they give out a summer league MVP. I think he very well could win it if that is something that they actually give out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't followed too much of the NBA Summer League. Other than the one Skip Bayless tweet I saw that Bronny looks a lot more comfortable this year than he did last year.
Yeah, I did see. He realized his only way to play is defense, which no shit, you can't score with a lick.
Yeah,
so that's not
6'2",
groundbreaking or anything.
But the and we're gonna blink here. It's gonna be training camp, but the you follow the Twins a lot more closely than I do. They did get a big win over the Cubs last night, and I think the division is probably out of reach. Detroit's up about 15. Is it 14 or 15 games now?
A lot. Yeah.
So they're up, but I think the wild card is still in play for them. Buxton is going back home for the to be an all-star. It's nice to see him finally have that resurgence now. Try and get the rest of the team healthy, that young core. Where are they at as far as the sale of the team?
According to one beat writer, I think Jim Suhan, maybe they have an offer on the table, supposedly. Okay. That's really all I know right now. I don't really know much of anything else, but the next 2 weeks before the All-Star game are going to be massive, but I guess the All-Star game's coming up this week, isn't it? This week?
Is it next week? Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah. Tuesday. So yes. So basically these next few, actually more so after the All-Star game, is really going to make or break their season. We have the Pirates for 3 coming up. You're going to get a Skeens Joe Ryan showdown on Friday night, actually. So you stole one versus the Cubs. That's awesome. You might steal another one tonight. Great. You get the Pirates for 3. Those are 3 games you need to have. You go to Colorado. Those are 3 more games that you need to have. And then you go to the Dodgers, steal one there. You come back home. You take 3 from Washington. You're right back in it. So, I don't know if they're going to sell. It really just depends on these next 2 weeks. Like I said, if they can come out of here 10-2, 9-3, then yeah, there's no reason to sell. The division isn't strong. You can kind of feed off the other 3 teams to kind of get in there. Cleveland, and I guess other 2 teams, but Cleveland and Kansas City, because those guys are not doing anything. They're obvious sellers at the deadline. But then you get Keishel back soon, who was an absolute stud before he broke his forearm. He's going to come back. Zebby's going to be back here in a couple weeks. Actually, if not, probably right after the All-Star game, honestly. He was throwing some simulated games yesterday. And then who knows? You get into mid-August and Pablo's going to be back. So if you can stay in it, adding those guys, that's going to be more impactful than anything you can add at the deadline, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, and they are right now, as it stands, they are 4 games out. The top 3 playoff teams in the American League are the Yankees, Rays, and Mariners. Boston's a game behind. The Rangers are 3.5. The Royals, Twins, and the Angels are all 4 games back. I had no idea that the Angels were in the playoff. When was the last time they were in the playoff hunt? Because the last time they were in the playoffs was what, 2014, I think?
I don't even think – has Mike Trout even made the playoffs before?
He's made the playoffs, but I don't think he's ever won a playoff game.
I doubt it. But yeah, so you have a lot of winnable games, and then even after the Nationals, you got Boston at home. That might be the series right there that kind of dictates it. I don't know exactly when the trade deadline is, but that Boston one's going to be massive. That's supposedly they're the ones sneaking around on Joe Ryan. I don't see any point in trading Joe Ryan, whether you're a seller or not. But his name's being floated out there.
Yeah. So they're up 4-2 in the 6th right now. They got the Cubs tomorrow in the afternoon. Then they got the Pirates at home. And then it's the All-Star break. And then coming out on Friday, they're playing the Rockies in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Go take care of business there and sweep them. the Dodgers, who have lost, I believe they've lost like six straight right now as it stands.
Yep.
And, you know, if they can take advantage of that, we'll see how teams come out of the All-Star break. And then after that, they get the Nationals at home, who just fired their head coach, their manager and GM. And then they have the Red Sox series at the end of July, at home for a weekend series.
Right?
And I believe so. I don't know when the MLB trade deadline is. We can
MLB July 31st. So literally the day after the Boston series. So like that series could absolutely dictate what they're gonna do.
Because then they have the Guardians after that, and then they go to Detroit. So
yeah, I mean, there's big 3 weeks of baseball coming up here at the end of the month.
Yeah, and that's it. It's nut cutting time.
Yeah.
So there's that. We're gonna blink here, and it's gonna be a training camp, I believe. So we just had Jake Kubis camp, which former Trinity Titan, NDSU, and now a guard for the Giants. We just had his he came back this year, got to did a kids camp and a high school camp, and he's got a report already on the 22nd. And that
was pretty sure the first rookies report in like 5 days.
Yeah, it could be 5 days.
I'm almost positive.
He's the 22nd, so yeah, because usually the rookies do get in earlier. And I'll share a couple of things about that camp.
Tweet the other day. 5 days, yeah, until Chargers. That was 3 days. We're 3 days from Chargers rookies reporting.
Oh, and I suppose they do, because I think they're playing in the Hall of Fame game, aren't they?
Yep.
So, but I think it was cool to hear from a guy that's playing in the NFL talking about when we had our high school camp. It was mostly all about technique, and it was doing those boring drills that you do every day, and it's repetitive and it feels like you go through the motions, but those drills are the ones that make the difference. And I think hearing that from somebody that he hasn't had it the easy way. He walked onto NDSU. He worked his way up to being a starter, found undrafted, then finds his way to the Giants, makes the roster, gets to start a couple of games, going to be in contention to be a starting guard this year for the Giants full time, and talking about doing those everyday drills that seem repetitive, would say they're stupid. And I think it's so important that the more days you do those, even though you don't feel like doing it, those are the ones that are going to make you better, because especially being on the offensive line, footwork, your technique is what's going to win, especially when you're going up against the bigger, the more athletic guys that are going to be probably quicker and faster than you. When you have your technique down to a science, that's how you're able to leverage guys. And when you do it every day and you keep doing it, you're going to see those results.
Yeah. I'm just excited for football to be back.
I know. Are you got any plans to go out and visit training camp at all this year?
I'm gonna see if we can get down there maybe for one of the Patriots joint practices. Joe had mentioned it, so we're gonna see what happens. But probably just depends on work schedule, that type of stuff. But that'd be fun. It'd be cool. We went. Gosh, who was it 2 years ago that me and Grant 49ers? I think actually, if I remember.
Oh
correct.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because that was when Trey Lance was playing for him. That's right.
Yep. You're right. So yeah. That was fun. It was cool.
Yeah. It's blink. It's going to be the trade deadline. It's going to be football and game start. I know we start practice on the 7th.
Okay.
Already, which is crazy that's less than a month away. But I think we're kind of all caught up. The NBA, I think the East is going to be pretty wide open. I think that's why Orlando went and made the trade that they did. I I can't remember what I texted you when you sent me that text, and I was more so mad about the way I was golfing that day than when you texted me. But the more I think about it, Bain's going to provide some shooting for him, which they did not have. They just re-signed Paolo to a huge extension. They brought Mo Wagner back. Franz is going to be back. I think this is going to be as best of an opportunity, and I'm going to make a prediction is that Orlando is going to be in the conference finals this year. There's no reason not to, in a very wide open East, because you don't know what you're getting with the Bucks. The Celtics are going to be coming back. Halliburton is a question mark the Pacers aren't going to be as good without Halliburton for a whole season. So the time is now to go seize it. I think you're going to see a Cavs Magic conference finals.
That's possible. Yeah.
The Knicks are the Knicks.
I do like what the Bucks are doing, though. I'll give them credit. The best offseason so far to me has been Denver, and I'm not sure it's really particularly close. What they've accomplished so far, go getting Cam something Johnson from Brooklyn, sending Michael Porter Jr. over there, like way better fit for what they need. They get Bruce Brown back, won the title the first time. Go get a true.
You could tell they missed him severely the last 2 years.
Yeah, and they get a true center for the first time behind Jokic. Like, fantastic offseason for them. Like, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, the West is insane still. The East, like you said, it's wide open. Like, Atlanta has had a solid offseason. I don't think they're going to be as big of a threat as some of these people are making it sound like, but you never know. Like Caleb or what's his nuts? Trae Young can get hot. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, he can win you a couple games in the playoffs.
Yep.
But got the Miller Lite softball tournament this weekend, which if there's ever a weekend that you guys want to come back, this is the weekend to do it. We look forward to it every year. It's our one softball tournament that we have in town, and it's just a good old fashioned time. You know, you got the boys, you got beer, it's warm weather. You're just out there enjoying each other's company, and you drink way too many beers, but it's always a fun time. And we're looking for our third championship in 5 years here. So gonna see if we can put it together. Last year we were not playing particularly well going into it, and we found our bats got hot at the right time. We had our league night last night, and finally felt like towards the end of the first game and then in the second game, we finally got our bats to come alive. So hopefully we can carry that into the weekend and our fielding comes around and we're able to not beat ourselves, which we haven't done, and where we've had how we've won the tournament so we've won it 2 of 4 years. So we can try to go back to back, win 3 out of 5. But I think we got one more question here. I got curveball of the week this week.
Yeah.
And so, like we said, Ethan, you just bought a house, and I know this is way too early for all of us, but if you were to buy a second home, where would you buy it at?
Oh boy. I mean, I think that's actually, now that I think about it, Phoenix, Scottsdale, easy.
Okay. We'll have a pool.
Not even a debate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'll buy the house for the bachelor party yet.
There you go. I'd come back for that. I would probably say somewhere on Lake Sakakawea or Lake Chita. Just have a nice house in the summer to go to for the weekend. Just relax, chill, go out on the water, go for a boat ride. You know what? Over the weekend when I was out of my uncle's cabin, for some reason, I just kind of had the strongest urge that I wanted to go hop on a tube and go tubing just to see if I could do it again.
Oh, you could do it. That's not that bad.
I don't know if I'd be able to. The worst part about tubing is the burns that you get on your elbows.
Yeah. Boone, stop.
But I think that wraps this week's episode up. We'll be back next week. Next week's going to be a fun one. Grant will be back. We're going to be We did this on last year on December 23rd. We did it on Festivus. So we're gonna have our summer Festivus where we're gonna be airing our sports grievances. We each got 5. We're gonna name them and list them off and see what you have. So if you made it to the end of this video, make sure you leave a comment of what some of the grievances. It might get aired on the show. I would love to hear it, but make sure you check us out on all of our socials. Make sure you like, rate, subscribe, and review. We will be back next week. We'll hopefully try and get some more content out through the rest of the week if you subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok 3GTV podcast. But thank you guys again for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.